What's good, Wager World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada, and here with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spread Astaire, this evening?
Oh man, I'm excited for tonight's games. Excellent matchups here. Two game sixes, two really short spreads, which means, hey, you don't have to bet on every game. You are able to just sit back and enjoy it. But I'll tell you what, I like a playoff game with a 2 point spread a lot more than I like one with a 10 point spread. So, pretty excited about tonight's action. How you doing?
I'm good. Just came from an appointment. I had to take my little girl to the pediatrician just for a normal checkup. Find out that she's 97% in the tall range. So I might have a Naomi Osaka over here. So get on
Oh,
that
here we
tennis court
go.
about four. Yeah, about four. She might be a 6 footer. So we'll see if we can get on that court, man. But guys, it's important that you turn on your notifications when you're watching the show. Also hit that like button. Turn on your notifications. We get up the show as quick as we possibly can, but most of the time it's maybe 30 minutes before the game starts because we have other obligations. We're not paid for this, so we have other things we do. Me and Spread both take care of ourselves by being professional sports bettors. So the information that we share and talk with you about is to help you on your journey as a sports bettor. But this is not how we pay the bills, so it's not our priority in our life. But we do enjoy helping you guys, so turn on your notifications, and that way you won't miss the show. A lot of people have been DMing me saying, "Man, out of time you put it up, we missed the show." Well, I'm sorry. It gets up about 30 minutes always before the game. Make sure that you turn on your notifications and you will not miss the plays. All right, let's get straight to the pass spread.
All right, let's dive right in. Great calls yesterday with you talking about Matt Struess. I feel that when you're doing those heat props, it feels like you got to just choose between Struess and Vincent
Yep.
because one of them
Yep.
seems to always do well, right? And
Yep.
you made the right call last night, right? And you went with Max Struess. You had him over 11 and a half points, over 2.5 3 pointers made. And we also went under on Anthony Davis. That one was close, but all those cash and the money spends the same way. Let's start with the Miami game. What did you see there as the Knicks extend the series?
Great job by the Knicks fighting back in the second half and showing that they had a little spunk in them. I didn't think that they want to go back to Miami. I know everybody likes visiting there. I didn't know if they want to bring their jersey and their equipment, but they are going back. I think that the Heat do end the next game, but great performance by the Knicks. They showed a lot of pride. Max Strus, we're lucky we got to him in the first half because he wasn't hitting, man. And the way Spoelstra designed the offense, or either the way the Knicks were running their defense, man, he got so many looks. I want to say he might have had 12 3 points attempts, and luckily for us, he got four of them down because he was not hot. He was not shooting the ball well, even though he was getting those looks. And Strus goes 4 for 10 from the 3 point line, gets a lot of looks. He isn't hot that night, but still right around his number. The crazy thing is, man, I had a two-way prop going on Boyd play where I had Strus over 10 points and Miami win for plus 200 and Strus over 4 3 pointers and Miami win for plus 500. So unfortunately, Miami couldn't get it done on that, but we did cash the props. And I think that Miami goes home and finishes this game off. It just was a good effort by New York to get it back to game six, but I still think Miami has complete control of this series.
I think if you're a New York Knicks fan, though, last night's win was huge. I think it's weird. It's only one game, but the difference between following 4-2 and 4-1, to me is the big deal. The
Yeah.
fact that they fought back, right? It feels like they can really build on this and take it into next season, regardless what happens tomorrow night. We'll dive more into that game tomorrow, but right now your early lean is to the Heat to win straight up. I'll be interested to see
Yeah.
what that point spread is. I might be interested in taking the Knicks plus the point. I don't think they're going to go down quietly. The next one we watched was the Los Angeles Lakers. They fell to the Golden State Warriors. I wasn't surprised. Out of all the teams in the playoffs right now, the Lakers seem to punt these games more than any other team, and it's going to be so results oriented. If they win the championship, it's going to be smart, right? If they fall short, it's going to be, well, hey, you can't give away playoff games, right? And I know they came out there and they gave a good effort. But it just really felt like their eyes and their minds were already on game 6. And this was just an obligation that they had to take care of before the real elimination game began. What did you see last night?
Just like we knew it was going to happen. Warriors are going to win at home when they have to with their backs against the wall. They covered these. They covered first half. They covered the second half. They covered the third quarter, and they covered the game. And that's what we pretty much expected. We also were lucky to get under on the Anthony Davis under 39 points
Yeah.
plus rebounds because he played pretty well. And they gave a little bit more effort than I expected. I even think LeBron stayed in the game a little bit too long in the fourth quarter, but he did, and he ended up twisting his ankle or something too, and then um, the forearm hurt around the world when somehow we get an injury to Davis, and somehow on Twitter everyone's talking about he's in a wheelchair and concussion protocol and all of these things, and I kept looking back at the video when he got hit, and it doesn't look that bad. So I think that just like when AD did I can't lift my shoulder. I think he's just as usual being a little dramatic. Now we just hope that the forces that be allow the game to continue and he's not put into a concussion protocol mysteriously or something like that to get a game 7. So um, as long as things stay packed, I think the Lakers also wrap it up at home. They've been pretty much pacing themselves just for to get to this game 6. And I honestly believe if AD plays and just gives them half the effort he's been given through the whole series, that the team is going to play so well and LeBron is going to get them this great speech and have them so fired up and his leadership is going to be so good that I think that it's not even close. The Warriors have been one of the worst teams on the road all year. I know they're able to turn it up a notch when it matters, but the numbers don't lie. You are who your record says you are.
Bro, you got to save a little bit for tomorrow. Can't give them all the sauce right now. But let's dive into tonight. The Sixers plus 2.5 in Boston, picking on the Celtics. I had to think a little bit when I said the Lakers are the team that punts on the most games because I don't think the Celtics do it by strategy, but this team has consistently, right? They don't show up unless their back's against the wall. Tonight's their back's against the wall, right? So great performance from the Celtics is incoming. My question is it going to be a little bit too late? Did they mess around and give this Philadelphia team life? I like the Sixers to end the series tonight. I'm taking them on the money line. I think the plus money is good. Are you going to join me, or am I overlooking the Boston Celtics here?
No, we're both on the same side. I already put in the bet. I'm actually going to give it out in the Ball and Parlay. We'll be on the Sixers money line to finish things off. Philly's playing really well. They were playing well coming into the playoffs. I think they had the best playoff record out of the teams left in the playoffs. It's got to be out of them in Denver, but I think it's Philly. And they're playing really, really good right now. 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10, and they're at home. And I think they are going to be a little bit more focused after they lost home court advantage already. They know it's going to be very difficult to win 3 times in Boston this series. So this is a do or die situation for Philly. They have to win this game, and I think they come prepared and they get it done.
I think a correlated play is a James Harden over. I don't think they get there unless he has a big night. So I went with that one too. It's almost like a correlated parlay. I didn't parlay him though, but you understand my point. It's just going off the same.
And it's only 20.5. It's only 20.5. You got to go with that.
Yeah. So I like Harden to have a big night, and I think the Celtics are going to regret. Right? They had a chance to win that game 1 when Embiid wasn't there, and then right, they had a chance to win game 4 as well, and they got home court advantage back, and then they did what they always do and just came out sloppy and lackadaisical and just acting like they could turn it on. Hey, if you're the Golden State Warriors and you got 4 rings on your hands, I'll accept that a little. But you made the Eastern Conference Finals once.
Yeah, you made 1 finals, and and then you have a rookie coach. That's the thing that no one's considering about this situation. What is Mazzulla, like 29 or something like that? How old is he? 30 or something?
Tyler brought up a good point. Not only did they lose Ime Udoka, They lost 4 members of the assistant coaching staff, right?
That's
Stoudemire's gone. Will Harding went to Utah, right?
mm-hmm.
And he named the other 2. I can't remember off the top of my
Will
head.
Harden's a good coach too. Will Harden
I didn't
is a
think
good
about
coach.
that, the lack of assistance. And I was also thinking about that as well with the Warriors. Are they missing Mike Brown? Right? We gave Mike
Yeah,
Brown Coach of the
yeah,
Year.
yeah.
Obviously, he knows what he's doing. Do you think
Yeah.
Steve Kerr would like to have Mike Brown in that locker room with him right now as
Especially
they try
these
and devise a
long-time
way?
assistants. These long-time
Yeah,
assistants or these guys go-to guys like Mike Brown. His next chair was Steve Kerr's next chair was Mike Brown. Same with
yeah,
Doc. If he when he lost Ty Lue, fortunately for him, he already had Cassell there all that time with him, so Cassell just moved right into that chair. But now in Boston, who's the next chair? Because I'm sure it was an Emil Doka and then probably Will Harding. So
yeah.
yeah, they're gonna get a rude awakening tonight. I think they played over their head all year. They performed well to have such a young first time coach, but we know how this NBA regular season is. It's almost turned to now. Ever since I say about when the Bulls did that three-peat, that third championship, even before that, because I remember when the Rockets went on their two-peat, on their second championship. It's not important about the regular season anymore, man, as much as it used to be. Like teams don't even try to really go hard in the regular season unless they haven't had much success like your Kings. Then they go hard and try to win every night. But these veteran teams, man, they're just trying to pace themselves and be healthy for the year. And I think that Boston is one of those teams. They're young, they play defense, they give effort every night, a lot of cardio. If you're not playing really hard, they're just better than you. But when the playoffs come and the scheming starts and you got these situations where it's a bunch of half court offense, not a bunch of free buckets. Teams like that tend to struggle. And I think Boston was a little bit overranked due to last year going to the finals and this year having a good regular season, but we're not considering all of the things that they're up against, especially with a coach that's like under 33 years old.
All right. Let's see how that one turns out tonight. Got to think that the 76ers also know got to win tonight, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they
Do or
want to
die.
play that game 7 in Boston.
If they play
So
game 7 in Boston, they're going to probably lose by 20, so they have to win
it's
tonight.
essentially an elimination game for them
Yeah, yeah,
tonight, right? For both
it's
teams,
yeah.
even though.
And I think that Doc has to have those guys a little bit more, folks. He has to give them the Newt Rockney speech tonight because he can't afford blowing another one of these situations because he's famous for blowing 3-2 leads a couple times, man. So this is his legacy on the line, man. So he needs to really go in there and get those guys that old win one for the Gipper speech.
Yep. Let's talk about the next game. So I wasn't sure how I was doing this, but as Tyler and I talked through it on the NBA rundown, usually record before that. Today we're after it.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked ourselves into the Nuggets. Now we got the news of DeAndre Ayton during the show. That didn't surprise me though. You sent me the video, and I'm sure many people have seen it of DeAndre Ayton completely checking out in the huddle. And if you watched his play on court, it matches what we saw in that huddle. This guy's no longer trying to be a part of this team. Normally, I'd say this is good. You're getting rid of a guy that isn't trying and isn't. You need everyone rowing the boat in the same direction. Unfortunately for the Suns, they just don't have the depth. I said Chuck Landale's a great guy, but I don't know if I need 30-something playoff minutes from him. Biombo's an okay defender, but he's so bad on the offensive end that you can't give him more than 20 minutes. And this is a team that's already struggling with depth. They've announced that they're going to start Landry Shamet. So they're going to go all offense and try and outscore the Nuggets. I think this might be a little bit too much here for a Phoenix Suns team that has been relying on their 2 players a little bit too much. Booker's young. I think he'll be fine. I like his over tonight, regardless of whether or not I win this Nuggets bet. But KD, man, it's a lot of minutes and there's a lot of wear and tear. Now you're going to ask him to play a lot of small ball 5. I don't know. I like the Nuggets here. Another plus money line. What do you think?
I'll be on the Suns on this game just because the reason why the line came out Nuggets -3. You're telling me DeAndre Ayton is only worth 1 point?
At this point, isn't he?
Well, if he's only worth 1 point, then the Suns are going to win because that means that they were going to do what they were going to get the same results. And initially when he was playing, I liked the Suns, so I don't dislike them now because Aiden's out. the problem that uh Monty Williams is having is I don't know why he keeps playing Landale. Stop playing him, and maybe that's a good sign because he's not starting. Play Biombo. At least Biombo's going to get out there and hack uh no the Jokic. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get out there and scrap, fight for rebounds. Get into a fight. Put him out there. You got to scruff it up with Jokic, man. You got to get him uncomfortable. The reason why Denver's controlling this whole series is no one's getting physical with Jokic. He's the biggest, baddest bully on the block. And that's why I keep telling you the next series, I don't think he would be that way. If he plays the Lakers. If he play the Warriors, that might be a different story, but I don't know because Looney is hurting people. So he he might have an elbow or two for Jokic too, because he made sure to give your guy one in Sacramento doing a jump ball, and then he made sure to give AD one too. So Looney's a little bit more physical than I'm giving him credit for. But for the Suns, Monty Williams, it's time to sell all the way out. Go Biombo. He rolls to the basket well. We know you're missing CP3, but he's doing the right thing by starting Shamit. Warren isn't playing ball right now because this would have been a great Warren game. I feel like Warren starting in that um, position instead of Shamit gives him a little bit more defensive versatility and shot making. But I don't think Warren's been playing really good, man. So I don't think he trusts him, and he doesn't give him a lot of minutes right now. But I just the line's telling me with it only being two, I think the Suns win by and cover that spread, man. It just doesn't make sense that line. You would think that after announcement of Ayton that the line would have flipped, and it didn't. It stayed right around the same number. So if I make a play, it'll be on the Suns.
All right, that's funny. We're opposite there. So I did the show. Tyler actually disagrees with you. He wants more Landale than Biombo, so it'll be interesting to see where Monty goes there. But I got Kurt, who's huge in DFS, as he expects a big game from TJ Warren. So a couple points that you touched on there. And I think, hey, if you win that bet tonight, right, and I lose that Suns money line, it's going to be because of guys like Torrey Craig, Landry Shamet, TJ Warren. They're going to have to step up. I also wonder, and I don't really believe in these motivations that much, but is Devin Booker poking the bear, calling these guys role players? And, I understand it's okay for Barkley to do that.
I missed that. What happened?
They said
that quote.
What happened in game 5? He said, well, role players play better at home. Bruce Brown had 25. Like, it won't happen back in Phoenix. I know.
Well, he might be. Well, I mean, that's what Draymond said, the same thing, and he was pretty accurate about talking about Walker. It's the truth. Like, role players do play better at home than on the road. So
yeah. I mean, it might not matter. I thought it was funny. I would just kind of keep quiet about that, but I also can't average 35.8 points per game during the playoffs and shoot 80% from the field in the win. And combined, he's like 79% at home or something. From the field in the 2 games of the series. He had an 80% game and a 77.7% game from the field. He's shooting over 51.7. He's shooting 51.7% from 3 this series, Devin Booker is. So he's earned the right to say those things, right? I'll stay away from it. But so there you have it. A quicker show today because, of course, we started later and we want to get this one up. But it's time for the Ball and Parlay. What do you got for us?
Yeah, first we're going with the Tampa Bay Rays first 5, only first 5, not the whole game, because we want to lean on their pitcher Rasmussen. He lost a tough game to the Yankees last week that he only gave up 2 runs in his 5 innings, but he ended up still losing the game because of relief pitching or whatever. He left a couple of guys on base, and the Yankees were able to get him home. And he'll be facing Domingo Germán. Germán is a really decent pitcher for the Yankees, but I don't think he has anything to match Rasmussen. And I think that the Rays are really used to facing off against him, and I think that they're able to get to him early. And I think the end of the 5th inning, the Rays have the lead in this game. I don't want to get off into the bullpens because the Yankees might rally at home. They're 3-7 their last 10 at home against Tampa Bay, and Aaron Judge is back. So we're just going to go first 5 Tampa Bay on this game. Also, I'm going to roll with the 76ers, man. We got to go with Noops and Doc. Got to go with Philly. I think that they get a chance to ring the bell tonight, have everybody in the building. I think the energy of that building carries them over the top. To win this game, I think they had to get on them early, and I think they got to stay on them I expect a big first half by the Sixers, and that they continue and hold on at the end as the Celtics try to make a push late. But all the pressure is going to come down on the Celtics. All year they've been hearing all of this talk about they were the best team in the league. They were favored to win the championship, and it's a lot of pressure on their coach Mazzulla. This is his first time in these situations. How strong is his hand to make these guys do what they want to do? Is Jaylen Brown halfway out the building? Now I'm starting to hear some conversation about maybe Jason Tatum is out and they keep Jaylen Brown. So it's just a lot of turmoil going on with that relationship. It always has been. It's not enough balls for both of them. The only combo of two wings we saw work like that ever in life was D Wade and LeBron. It's because LeBron's versatility, and Brown and Tatum, neither of them had the versatility that LeBron has, where he could fit with a D Wade because he could kind of turn into a passing mode, point guard mode, and still get his. Neither one of those guys are like that. Both of them need the ball. So I expect some drastic changes in Boston in the offseason, and we think that they go home tonight. So I'm going with the Sixers money line plus 115.
All right, if you didn't give that up, I was going to move my play. So when you guys are parlaying these two, use those two. Use Rays first five and use the Sixers money line. But hey, otherwise you'd be doing the whole show by yourself. So let me give the people a bonus, right? But play
right.
Parlay the Rays with the Sixers. That's the parlay. Yep. This is just a little bonus for fun. I want MPGA over 2.53 painters made. Now, if you're all a 5-star and you think, hey, the Suns are going to smoke them tonight, maybe don't dump into this. But it's another one that correlates with my Nuggets money line. Jokic isn't going to carry this team to the finish line by himself. In fact, in Game 4, he had 53 and they lost, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be more than just Jokic tonight if the Nuggets are to get the win. And that's where I think a player, on a max contract, Michael Porter Jr. Comes into play when he's on. Just visually, right? One of the best shooting strokes currently in the league, right? It's right up there with Klay Thompson, I think, the way the jump shot comes out of his hands. And, I'm expecting a big night from him tonight. So to kind of go along with my Nuggets play, I like Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers made.
All right, so spread's going with Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 on his threes. He's actually averaged in the last three about 4.5, so that's a good play. He's averaged like 4 3-pointers a game. That's mostly what he's shooting. He's not, unless he catches a break or something, sneaks out, get a layup inside the offense, he's going to be camped at that 3-point line. So spread likes him there. And we both like the Sixers to win tonight, money line, and close out Boston. And we're also going to go with the Rays, the best team in Major League Baseball this season, to win the first 5 innings against the hated Yankees. Anything for the people spread before we get out of here?
Betting against the Yankees, that's like betting against the Lakers. Sign me up.
Sign us both up on that one. You already know it's Astros over here all day. Hey guys, we appreciate you tuning in to the Wagering World. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Best of luck to y'all tonight.